Thank you, Leslie. Today, our goals are to develop an understanding of the 5 domains of learning, connect each domain to the vision for a North Carolina kindergarten through 3rd grade formative assessment process, and learn of future opportunities. The K-3 formative assessment is required by state legislation and funded by the Race to the Top Early Learning Challenge grant. To provide you with a little background knowledge of how the K-3 formative assessment came about, we'd like to talk about the Office of Early Learning and how they had a vision to support teacher and student achievement in the early years. They wrote a grant to develop a kindergarten entry assessment, and it was during this process the idea for extending it from kindergarten through 3rd grade to create alignment for these early years came about. This K-3 alignment was unique for grant writers and has since created a lot of interest from many states throughout the U.S. North Carolina is the lead in a consortium of 9 states looking into also creating a K-3 alignment. This is the definition of formative assessment adopted by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. Please take a moment to read this by yourself. Notice the bold words. This is a process. It's during instruction. Adjusting ongoing teaching and learning, and also involves both teachers and students. The goal of the proposed K-3 formative assessment process is to enrich students' learning and development during teaching and learning. It will be designed to focus on identifying students' strengths while providing teachers and students with a variety of evidence. For example, observations, dialogues, or work samples. And these will be in the 5 domains of learning and development and will allow teachers to make daily adjustments in instruction and students to make adjustments in their learning strategies. Together, within an environment that builds trust, respects differences, and encourages transparency, the teacher and student form a dynamic team engaged in a process of learning. This graphic illustrates the alignment beginning with the kindergarten entry assessment, the KEA, through 3rd grade. The KEA is the entry point for the K-3 formative assessment and will provide baseline data. Our vision of the kindergarten entry will include a process of gathering information from various sources, like families, pre-K teachers, pediatricians, as well as observations, conversations, work samples, and tasks facilitated by kindergarten teachers. The information will be used to create a child profile that includes all 5 domains of learning and development within the first 60 days of school. It will also include a developmental screening within the first 30 days for reading and mathematics. The 5 domains of learning are approaches to learning, cognitive development, emotional social development, health and physical development, language development, and communication. The K-3 formative assessment is a whole child perspective and is aligned with both the North Carolina Foundations for Early Learning and Development and the North Carolina Standard Course of Study, which includes Common Core and North Carolina Essential Standards. This alignment addresses the 5 domains of learning and development. We need to support and attend to children's growth and development in all of these areas, for as we all know, how well they perform in one area impacts how well they perform in others, which could ultimately affect whether or not they reach their potential. So let's take a closer look at each domain.